Hi everyone, this is Barry Schlesinger here in Sacramento, California. And today I want to talk to you about setting your sights on your goal and achieving that goal. So I'm going to tell you a little story, a little piece of my life to kind of give you an idea of how important that goal really is. So back when I was in my teens, I had gone through many surgeries. At 13, I had two hip replacements. At 16, I had my knee joints replaced. Even before those, I had surgery on my right wrist to fix a bone that was growing too fast and too much and created pain. So, by the time I was 18, I had five surgeries and I don't know, several different procedures done because of my disability. And I had been in physical therapy for a solid 2 years by the time I was 18 because I had my knees replaced, my hips replaced, and they were still trying to get me to be able to walk comfortably again. And so here I was at 17 years old. I graduated high school, and by 18, I was in my first quarter of college. And I definitely had some obstacles to overcome, and one of my obstacles in going to college was the transportation I was using. Because I was in a wheelchair, because I had a lot of physical limitations, I couldn't just drive any car. So getting me a car was really out of the question at that time. And so I was using a special wheelchair transportation called Dial-A-Ride at the time, and everybody has a different type in their state, in their city. Here it's now called paratransit, but it's a special transportation where you call up, you let them know that you have a physical disability, you can't use a regular bus, and you set times, and you can have set regular times to come and get you and to get you back home. And I did that, but often in the mornings they were late, so I either got to campus to go to my classes either too early, and but it wasn't so early that I really had time to sit and study, so I'd have maybe a little bit of reading that I could do for a class, and then I would go to my classes, and then I would take the transportation back home, but I had to sit wherever they were picking me up because the campus where I went by, there wasn't really a building where you could sit in and watch outside for the transportation to come. So I had to sit right where they would pick me up, or else if they didn't see me as soon as they pulled in, they would leave without me. And most of the time, if I had a 2 o'clock pickup, we'll say, I didn't get picked up until 3 or 3:30. It was very common for that to happen. And often they either had other pickups or different things would happen. And so the majority of the time my classes didn't end until 4. So by the time I'd get home, it would be 6:30 at night. I would get home. I was still living at home with my mom. And she would fix dinner. We'd have dinner. And I was just exhausted. And then after dinner, I would have studying. But before I could even start my studying, my mom would get these braces on me that the therapist had specifically made for me that my mom could help me get them on. We'd strap them on, and then I would straighten my legs out, and they were set to hold my legs as straight as I could get my legs, which was not completely straight, but I couldn't push up and stand myself up straight without the help of these braces. And I was, at that time, before I started college, I was able to walk we were in an apartment, so you can imagine I could walk from the family room to my bedroom and back. And while that wasn't really easy for me, I was able to do that most of the time. But then when I started college, I started finding that I had so much studying to do, and there was so much stress using the transportation and just things that had to get done. And so I ended up being able to go, instead of going from my bedroom to the sofa and the sofa to my bedroom, I ended up much of the time barely being able to stand up. I just couldn't seem to muster the strength to hold myself up on my crutches, even with my braces on. And so finally one day, I really did a lot of thinking about it over a few weeks. And one day I looked at my mom and said, I'm going to stop using the crutches and the braces. I'm done with therapy. And I did that because my goal really was to be successful in life. I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to be proud of partaking in society and having a job and having not just a job but a career, graduating college, getting my degree, graduating with a decent grade point average, and being able to use that and move on to having a career in life. And I explained that to my mom, and she understood because I really wasn't making progress. And while she wanted to see me be able to walk again, reality was I hadn't walked in years, and even with 2 years of physical therapy, I wasn't really getting anywhere. As a matter of fact, things had gotten worse because I went from being able to walk at least a little bit around the apartment we were in to barely being able to stand up on my own 2 legs because I was so exhausted. My body was just exhausted at the end of the day. And I'm relaying this to you so you get to know a little bit more about me, but also because I want you to know that having that focus, knowing where you're headed, and being able to say, okay, this is what I need to do to get there is really crucial. And it isn't up to anybody else to get you there. You have to take the action steps. Does that mean there shouldn't be somebody there to help you? Absolutely not. And that's what I offer to everybody that works with me, is that I will be there. But I also have to see you make the effort. And so when somebody comes to me and says, I can't afford it, will you pay for it for me? No, because then you're not taking responsibility for helping yourself get to where you want to go. Okay, I took responsibility for myself, and I've joined an amazing business that is full of team spirit and helping each other, whether we're in each other's upline or downlines or not. It doesn't matter. We just reach out and we help each other. I met a young man this week who just offered to help me, and we didn't even know we were in the same team. And we're not in each other's uplines or downlines, but we're helping each other. He was extremely helpful, and that's what I want to do for you. But you need to have that focus, just like I knew that I had to quit one thing so that I could put my efforts into something else. And as a result, once I made that decision, I graduated college with a degree in literature and writing, and I went on to study teaching and eventually became a state employee and used my writing skills as an analyst for nearly 21 years. And now I'm here helping you realize what your goals are and where you want to be. So if you're not sure, come and talk to me because I really want to help you make that decision to maybe stop spinning your wheels in something that maybe isn't really working, or maybe you're new to something, and instead of hoping that you just find a person here and a person there that will help you, find a person who has a business that can help you to move in the right direction to make your current business successful. Or if you're just looking for business to get involved in, make sure that business will truly work with you, that they don't just say that and then turn around and leave you trying to figure things out, because it takes more than a week or two to learn this business. People should be there to support you all the way through it. So I just kind of want to put it out there, like I said, figure out what your goals are and then take massive action to reach those goals. And get in touch with me because I want to help you do that and can help you do that if you work with me. This is Barry Schlesinger, your motivational and success coach here in Sacramento, California. See you all at the top of the success ladder. Bye for now.